No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, let's do it.
वेश लीलाधर माया वेश लीलाधर देवा मधुसूदना देवा मधुसूदना केशवा माधवा केशवा
Bhakti Sutra. Narada was the son of Brahmaji. Narada is the son of Brahmaji, and he is a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. And so he has given these little sutras on bhakti or devotion. So he said, now where we left it last night, that would have been number 19. Let us chant number 19. After listening to all the different views about what people think bhakti is, Narada said, Narada Hatu Tad Arpita Akhila Acharata Tad Vismarane Parama Vyakulata Iti. So Narada said, first thing about bhakti is, and see now, this is why I was telling in the morning also, that bhakti and jnana, they are actually two parts. On this side, one side is jnana, and the other side is bhakti. That bhakti also you can say is karma. The bhakti and karma, they become one at some point. There is no distinction really. So you see here, tad arpita akhila acharata, means whatever we do, acharata means our conduct. and whatever we do in life, and our vocation, and our work, and job, and all of that, right? Or even suppose you're in the house, you're a housewife. You're doing work in the house all day. You're not getting paid or anything, but that is your work which you are doing all day. That thing we have to dedicate to Bhagwan. So see that this is Bhakti Sutra, no? But dedicating that work to Bhagwan, we usually say that dedication of that work is Karma Yoga. But it is coming here. So the Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga actually become one. And then at one point, Jnana and Bhakti become one also. So usually we make big distinctions between all of these. Jnana Marg, Bhakti Marg, Karma Marg, this, that. But really speaking, there are some basic things which are essential and must be in all three of them. If those basic things are missing, for example, Vairagya is common to all of them. Vairagya means detachment. So if whether you're on Jnana Marg, you like to study Upanishads and intellectual type of person, or you're on Bhakti Marg, you're practicing devotion for Bhagavan, or you're on Karma Marg, you're doing all seva and you're dedicating it to Lord. Whichever Marg you choose, if no Vairagya is there, that whole thing is useless. Detachment. If that detachment is not there, whichever one it is, so suppose I am practicing devotion for Bhagavan and I have no detachment from material things, worldly pleasures, or how many people in this world they are so attached to. And if I have no detachment from those things, then all this bhakti and all of that is all fake bhakti only. You see? So one thing which is common is Vairagya. Second thing which is common in all the paths which are there, that has to be love or devotion. I must love Upanishad. I must love to study. I should not be studying the Upanishad. Man, I don't know why they're telling me study this thing, what am I doing here? Then you're grinding your teeth. I must have love for the Lord and love for the scriptures, love for the Sampradaya, love for this knowledge. So love is common in. If I do seva, so suppose I go to the temple every week to do seva, I should not go there angry. I should love to do that. No? So love is common. So in all paths, these things are common. Now, Narada said, do that, whatever you are doing, and Akhila Arpita means you dedicate it all to Bhagwan. So that dedication is part of bhakti also. Then what else? He says Vismarane, Tad Vismarane. If ever I forget Bhagwan, I should have great pain in my heart. And then in the next sutra, a couple sutras down, he gives example of the gopis. So before he gives example, he says Astevam evam. So be it. So be it. So it is. So it is. What? Remember just now he told Parasharaha, he told Bhakti like this. Then Garga told Bhakti like this. Then Narada himself came and told Bhakti is like. The Chandilya also told how Bhakti is. When Narada gave Bhakti finally, which we just saw, that doing all your work and dedicating it to Bhagwan. And if you ever forget the Lord, then you should be miserable. Vyakulta. If ever I forget Bhagwan, in fact, in our life it is the opposite. When we forget Bhagwan, we are happy. That means whatever devotee we are, dhulmul devotee. Dhulmul means shaky, shaky. He's standing on shaky grounds. That's a kind of shaky devotee. 1 minute devotee, 1 minute not devotee. No, we should be. Suppose you forget to do your puja for Bhagwan one day. That should trouble you. If it doesn't trouble you, then that means that devotion still has to be developed. So Narada said, let it be like this, or it's like this. Then he said, he gives an example of who is troubled when they forget Bhagwan. In the next sutra he says, Yatha Vrajagopikana Vrajagopikana. But the gopis, when they did not see Krishna, when they got up on a particular morning and did not see Krishna, they were very, very disturbed, very much perturbed. And because we are so attached to the material world, when we get up in the morning, our whole world, our daily schedule comes down on our head, right? When we wake up in the morning, the daily schedule comes down on our head, and then we have to do this, have to do that. And sometimes we get cracking, start doing that, and we forget our worship, forget meditation, forget anything, everything, isn't it? We get so taken up with our work. And then we are not disturbed also. Oh, today I forgot Bhagavan, Take hai, he is Bhagavan, he doesn't need my... We justify and rationalize also. He is the Lord, he doesn't need my devotion or anything. So I missed out today, okay. And the Lord doesn't need, you need. We have to do our sadhana now. He really doesn't need. But if we don't do our sadhana, we don't keep our mind on the Lord, and we forget the Lord anytime. He says, I should be terribly disturbed, just like the gopis. And this gopis name name of the gopis, that name has come up now, right? So he makes a clarification about gopis, because people feel these gopis, they're just mad people, and they don't really know anything about Bhagavan. They're just drunk with devotion, and drunk people, in our Shastra, drunk people and mad people are one and same only. There are several things which are one and same, drunk people, mad people, and genius. They are very close, you can't distinguish between, and children. Ramate balon mattavadeva. Bala, children. All these four, mad people, drunk people, genius, and children. They are very close. You have to look very carefully to know. So that's why you should not make judgment. If you see a mad person, he might be a genius, You should not make any judgment on all. Anyway, so people feel these gopis, they are mad. They leave their homes, they leave everything. You come there to listen to Krishna play that basuri and all. So he makes a nice clarification here. He says, in these gopis, there was great knowledge. They knew everything. But Shabari, for instance, see, devotee, she never went to school. She came up from very humble beginnings. But Shabari, Bhagavan Ram himself asked Shabari, do you know where my Sita is? And Shabari, who had never left that ashram, Shabari told him, you go to Rishamukh Parvat and there you will meet Sugriv. And that Sugriv will help you find Sita. How Shabari had never met Sugriv herself. She herself never met Sugriv. She herself had never gone to school and studied Shastras and all of these type of things. But how she knew, and Ram is the Lord of the universe, who is omniscient. He is asking Shabari, who knows? Nothing. The idea is, simple devotees, we may think that they don't know about Bhagavan, but they know very well. So the gopis were like that. They appear to be like crazy about Krishna, but they knew everything. That's what Narada is telling that, See, tatrapi na mahatmya jnana vismriti apavadaha. He says, these gopis, even though you see them in that state of drunken love for Bhagavan, they love the Lord so much. Na mahatmya jnana vismriti. They never fell from the high seat. Mahatmya jnana means they knew the greatness of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Mahatmya means the greatness, the glory, mahima. The greatness of God, they knew very well. They had jnana, knowledge. So Mahatma jnana. So don't think that they are just drunk, crazy people. They have absolute knowledge of who Bhagavan Krishna is. He is the absolute consciousness. So again, this is telling drunken love without knowledge, that is also not complete. We must also have, we must know, we have to study Shastra. We can, people who claim to be great bhaktas, if they don't have knowledge about Bhagavan, that bhakti is just superficial bhakti really. Bhakti really becomes profound and deep when we also study the Upanishad. In other words, we have to study Bhakti Shastras and we have to study Gyan Shastras, Upanishads. Both of them must be studied. One of them will not do. You know, a bird cannot fly with one wing, you know. And you see a bird flying with one wing? He'll take a tail spin and he'll fall down. You need 2 wings to fly. So also, we need to have a great intellectual development, and we also have to have a great emotional development, our heart. So bhakti and jnana. So he is giving the example of the gopis. They had mahatmya jnana. They knew of the greatness of Lord Krishna. Not just that they are crazy and they are dancing in the street and they are neglecting their home and this and that. No. They had supreme knowledge also. So that is very essential. Otherwise, many times it's a dangerous thing. Bhakti can be presented as something cheap, you know. Devotion. Some cheap thing. You come here, just dance in the street and sing. And that is devotion. What are you dancing and singing for? To whom? I don't know. I will dancing. That is called cheap bhakti. It must be accompanied by great knowledge also. I must have knowledge of that Lord who I am worshipping. He said in the next sutra, he said, if that bhakti is devoid of knowledge, that knowledge, also one more thing, that bhakti which is accompanied by knowledge, that makes us appreciate the Lord more. If I know about Bhagavan, I will appreciate him more. See, suppose I start telling you now, look here. Have you stopped to just look at this world and see the greatness, the Mahatmya of God? You take, you know this chili pepper? That seed is this small. Right? I did this one, so I'm telling you. That seed is this small. And then I took a tulsi seed, which is even more small. Tulsi plant. That seed is so tiny. And I put the two of them in one little pot in my front porch. Tulsi seed and that hot chili pepper seed. Both the seeds, they take the same soil because only one pot is there. They take the same soil, same sunlight, same air, same water, and one seed makes hot chili pepper and one seed makes tulsi, nice scent. So in that little tiny seed, this tulsi seed is so small. I don't know if you have ever take time to look at it. It's so tiny, you could barely see that with your naked eye. That little tiny seed has so much of intelligence packed in that little seed. It knows how to take this soil and make tulsi. How to take air and sunlight and make tulsi. And that other little seed takes same soil, same air, same everything and make hot chili pepper. Who gave that intelligence inside that seed? What an amazing universe, I tell you. Aham bija pratapita, Bhagavan says in Gita. I am the seed-giving father of this world. The Lord himself has put that intelligence in, and in a little seed, how much intelligence he has put. How big is that acorn tree? That's an oak tree. And how small is that acorn? And that acorn has all the intelligence to take this soil and make such a big tree. See, in your own body, when some rock, this size rock, falls on your toe, from the toe that message has to go through every nerve cell, and the synapses of the nerve cell, they don't touch, they're like that. They don't touch each other. That message has to jump from this one to the other one, and it has to go from the toe all the way to the brain. And then after the brain, some rock has fallen on my foot, then the brain tells the mouth, say ouch! No? How it all happens? The Lord has put all of these things working so nicely. And science can try to figure out, but science will never be able to figure out all of these things. Huh? I was asking one anesthesiologist from Harvard. He's top doctor there in anesthesiology and whatever. When you give the anesthesia, right, then what you're actually doing is just cutting off the message from going, so that the pain will not be felt. So you're just cutting off that message from going, right? But so then I asked, how does it work? Then I kept on asking, how does this work? And so one point he says, Swami, we really don't know. We know that it works. People who are cutting edge technology and all, they also don't know. Because Bhagavan has made this world. Have you seen the Lord how he has made this world so wonderfully? I tell you, a black cow will eat green grass and give white milk. How the cow is black and the grass is green, but the milk is white. What an amazing universe! And who made it like that? This law. See now, all what I am telling you here, this is understanding. If this doesn't increase, this understanding which I am telling, if this doesn't increase, bhakti will not increase. It cannot increase. That bhakti without this understanding, that bhakti is madness. That's some fanaticism. Because fanatics really don't have knowledge, they're just fanatic about a certain idea or something. They really don't have a all-encompassing knowledge. They're just fanatic about an idea and they do anything to see that idea get promoted. He's a fanatic. But a person who really has knowledge, he develops love for the whole world. I see how this Lord is working so wonderfully. See, there are so many countless things that we don't think. We just have to see what a world of ebb and flow. The world is just flowing. Look here, this body is about 80-90% water, they say, right? So when we die, they go and cremate this body. So all the water goes where? Well, the water turns into vapor and goes up in the sky and falls down as rain, right? So then we catch the same water as rain and we drink. So you're drinking your grandfather, grandmother, you don't know. Correct or not? Huh? Where the 80% water goes? Every day we are drinking previous generations, isn't it? See, Lord has made this world like this. I want to see that it is all working out so fine. I had drunk my grandfather, but I have not got any problem. The more and more we study about the mysteries of this universe, the more and more knowledge we get about this universe, the more and more we'll appreciate the maker of this universe. So, that is called Mahatmya Jnana. Now, if that is absent, it means I will not appreciate Bhagavan at all. I will just be that is why you see, in so many of our religious institutions, there are so many scandals. Have you seen? Because those people really don't have any love for the Lord. They have love for the power and for the money and the glory and the ability to control others. And and I'm a bigger preacher than that preacher, and like that kind of. They have love for those things, not for Bhagavan. So that pretty soon that gets revealed and a big scandal. Whether Hindu, Muslim, Christian, everybody, big scandals are going on everywhere. You read so often on news and on media. So that true love for the Lord will only increase when there is true knowledge. I have to go on reflecting and thinking. Look how the Lord has made. his heart, he has given 4 chambers, and blood goes in from one chamber, goes out from the other chamber, and it goes to the lungs and takes up oxygen and releases all the waste product, and then that blood again goes there and is pumped to different parts of the body, and it carries all nutrients and goes to the cells, and there's metabolism, and then metabolism produces energy, and then from the walls of the cell all the waste material comes out and again goes back. What a system! Who could ever make? An amazing array of activities in a system so complex, and yet working with such synchronicity and such precision. That is, the blood doesn't go in the other chamber. Next to it, that happens in everything reverse. Tomorrow you come here walking on your head. Oh, it's such precision. So the Lord is so wonderful and made this world so great, I tell you. And all different type of food we eat, and carbohydrates and fats and amino acids and protein we take in, and they get digested by different enzymes at different part of the alimentary canal and this and that. How? So study this universe more and see the glory, the Mahatmya is called. The glory of Bhagavan in everything. You know, one fellow went to a Mahatma, and the fellow told him, Mahatma ji, please show me God. Can you show me God? That Mahatma said, you know, I can show, but I don't know if you will see. I can show you God, but I don't know if you will see it. He said, what do you mean I will see it? I have eyes, I will see. Show me. That Mahatma said, look, this is God. He said, what? There is a tongue going like that. He said, I just told you, I'll show you, but I don't know if you will see. You know, just to do that, right? First, I have to conceptualize and desire, right? In my mind, there has to be a desire or not. I want to move my thumb. That desire, which we say is a non-physical thing, that desire has to be communicated to the muscles on my hand. First, my hand must go out. So that's a different muscle, several muscles, and then this is different muscle. So that desire has to be communicated through those nerve cells to my hand here, and then it has to be also followed by the muscles. Just like when you send something from your computer to your printer to print. The printer has to follow what the computer has sent. Right? And this thing never runs out of ink. Computer is always running out of ink and paper, isn't it? And have to reset. This thing, how that process will happen, and you know, such precision and the smooth. No robot can make that smooth. Any robot they have made also, they go. How this one, so smooth movement, and there is so wonderful, these muscles are all moving. This is the Lord at work. That fellow told that Mahatma, I can show you the Lord, but you will not see. The Lord's greatness only at it. See, let us say this is made up of space, air, fire, water, and earth, which is it, right? I give you space, air, fire, water, and earth. Make. Let's see. Can we make? Nothing. We cannot even make a small little baigan. Take space, air, fire, water, earth. Take soil, take water, take nutrients, take fertilizer, take make a baigan. Can make, but that little seed has that intelligence, and it knows how to take the same thing and make a baigan. This is how the Lord has packed intelligence in all things in His world, like that. So the Lord is there all around. So discovering that Mahatmya of the Lord will increase our devotion. And if that knowledge which I am just telling you, all of these things, if that is not there, our devotion is just really some sort of mad dogma, some sort of mad fanaticism or some such thing, if it is not accompanied by this great appreciation which comes from knowledge. And singular example, a very outlandish and far out example Narada gives in the next sutra. Tadvihinam
Tadvihinam
Jaranam iva.
Jaranam
What is the example? The example is of adulterers. Adulterer, people who commit adultery, who cheat. So he says that this fellow, he has some secret lover there. There's some secret lover there. He really, in this type of thing, he really is not concerned about fulfilling or about the happiness of that person at all. He is only concerned about fulfilling his base animalistic pleasures. That is the idea. That is the example which Narada gives. Well, he goes there just to fulfill his basic animalistic pleasures and all, and he doesn't get joy. He'll explain it further. That is explained further in the next sutra also. Why to go here? See there. In Sanskrit, sandhi is very involved. Nastyeva tasmin tat sukha sukhitvam. What it means, He is describing Narada. This is a very wonderful thing. This is why you see rishis are held in such great esteem. Narada was a Nitya Brahmachari. He was never married or anything. Right? So then he knows all about love and adultery and all such things that people do in this material world and get themselves in more and more trouble. He knows about all of it. They say, how Narada knew? He was never married or anything. But please remember, if you read the Puranas, you will see that in one lifetime, Narada was married. He was given sharp and he was married because of that sharp. You see? So, the knowledge of previous lifetime we carry over with, and instinctively we know certain things. We carry over that. And then also, Shastras are there. Shastras have everything. Nothing is absent from Shastra. Now see, talking about adultery now. So what is absent? So he said, what is the nature of an adulterer's mind? Na asti eva tasmin tat sukha sukhitvam. It means, this fellow who is an adulterer, he goes there and he doesn't get joy from making the other person happy. A bhakta is one who gets joy from making the other person happy. He goes there only to make himself happy. That is the idea. So that's called a selfish, base, primitive, low animal type of self-gratification. That's what an adulterer does. A true lover, he will care about making the other person happy. And only if that person is happy, then he is happy. That's called a true lover. So, this is the idea in the sutra. But in this case, when the person really doesn't have any knowledge of the Lord, they really cannot become a true devotee of the Lord. They will be like this adulterer. He will not have true. He is only making himself happy, not making Bhagavan happy. Like Shabari, she first tastes those fruits to see if they were sweet or not. And then only the sweet ones she gave to Bhagavan. So she is happy only when Bhagavan is happy. If you give the Lord some sour fruit, then Lord will not be happy. Then that will make her miserable. You see? So, in Bhakti, really, this is a very important point about Bhakti. We have to care about the welfare of Bhagavan. Please think about this. I'll tell you, Gurudev used to give a nice example. That time when he was talking, I did not know what he was talking about. But now I know. Because that time I was not a sannyasi. So he used to give this example. He used to say, when I go to people's house to eat, right? he used to go to so many houses to eat, just like our sannyasis we go. Please pay attention to this, and this is a very subtle point. If people will make this sabji, and this sabji, and this sabji, and the other sabji, right? And they are very anxious and very eager. I want Swamiji to try this. I want Swamiji to try that. I want Swamiji to try that, right? They don't care whether Swamiji likes them or not. I want Swamiji to eat. I want Swamiji to eat this. Once he eats it, I am happy. He may be totally miserable after eating that, but I am happy that he ate. See what Narada is talking about? We should only be happy if the other person is. But he don't care about that. As long as he ate it, I am happy. He gave a really wonderful story once, He went to some house. And the Amma kept putting this Gurudev story. I heard directly from him only. Amma put this thing there. And then on this side here, that Amma put some hot achar. Pickle, hot one. Then she was also talking and asking questions. Gurudev, how many siblings are you in your family, You and how many? Gurudev was telling, we have 3 siblings. So when she put that achar there, he doesn't want to see this thing on this. So he ate out that achar. He doesn't like seeing it there, He ate that. So that will get rid of that. She thought, hey, Gurudev loved that achar. She put some more. And then she again went to the kitchen. Again he finished this thing because he doesn't like to see that. When she came back, she again took out that vessel to put some more achar. Gurudev said, Amma, you were just asking, how many siblings we are. If you put that achar one more time, we'll only be 2 siblings. No, we can't think what you like. You have to think what he likes. That is the idea. So, tasmin na sukha sukhitvam. There is the absence of the happiness that one derives from the happiness of the other. That is the meaning of that phrase. There is the absence of that thing. So it means to say the Bhakti Marg, we should always care what Bhagwan likes, what the Lord likes. Therefore, if you go to Vrindavan and you see Bake Bihari in hot summer months, temple, of course, temple has a closing hour, the closing period in midday. They close. So you can't get darshan. But in front of Bhagwan, there is a big fan, like that. And that fan is connected to a rope and passes through a hole in the wall and comes outside. And there you can take that rope and pull like this. And when you pull the rope from outside, the fan in front moves in front of Bhagwan and it gives him cool air. Because in Vrindavan and all, in that part of India, it is so hot, terribly hot. If you have not traveled there in that time of the year, it is so hot. The chickens don't lay eggs, they lay omelets. It's so hot. So now that time we are thinking, that the Lord might be feeling too warm in there. Let us find. So what counts is not only other people pay attention to the unnecessary. What counts is your bhav, isn't it? Your feeling. Like when you give somebody a present, what counts is not the present, but it's the thought behind the present, isn't it? Of course, nowadays no thought counts, also the present only counts. But that should not be like that. It is the thought that counts. So here also, that you feel so much that you feel even Bhagwan will be warm, let me fan him. So that feeling which you are having in your heart and that action which is following, that will cause evolution for you. Forget whether the Bhagwan is really there or not. It will bring evolution for for me, because my heart has feeling for the other, and that is a very evolved state. When a person's heart can have feeling for the other, that is an evolved state. Why? Because the opposite is that I have feeling only for me. That is the most animalistic state. Because let me tell you something, animals are the most selfish. They only think of themselves. So if I also only think of myself only, then what difference I am from the animal? Animals only think for themselves. You will never see that calf goes there, right, and eats grass in that pasture. And that calf says, oh, my poor mommy is sleeping at home, I better take some grass for my mommy. Animals are capable of doing that? No. They only think of themselves. The animal is built like that. When I go to drink water there, the animal, he drinks for himself only. He doesn't take a bucket and carry some home for his father. An animal is built only to take care of itself, but a human being is built to take care of himself and take care of others. And if only I am taking care of myself, that is pure animal life. So, in the same way, just as I want to be happy, I want the other to be happy. So if I am doing that, that is an evolved state. If I am not doing that, that is a very primitive state. So bhakti now requires that I must think about what the Lord loves, what his society loves, because I have to do something for his society also, his community, what he likes, what the society likes, and I have to get my joy through their joy. That is the evolved state of bhakti. I get my joy through their joy. So in the Narada say, in an arrangement where there is illicit love or this adultery going on, he said that is not there. Because that person is only going there thinking about his own satisfaction. And he said, if I am practicing any form of bhakti and I don't have appreciation for Bhagavan through knowledge, then that type of bhakti is the same like this thing. That is the idea, which is given there. It's the most wonderful example for Narada to bring. My happiness should come through the happiness of others. That is what, you hear parents saying that all the time. They are happy only if their children is happy. No? But that also, though it is good, also has its selfish limitations. Because if the neighbor's children is miserable, they are not miserable. They are only miserable if their children is miserable, isn't it? So, it's still selfish to one extent. Now, he says that this bhakti surpasses karma, surpasses jnana, surpasses yoga and everything. Narada is extolling bhakti. We pray that when Bhagavan starts giving this knowledge in 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, in 9th chapter he starts giving this knowledge, right? Yeah. You know what he says? Raja Vidya, Raja Muhyam, Pavitra Vidam Uttamam. It is supreme knowledge, most royal knowledge, kingly knowledge, like that. Supreme secret. In other words, this is just a technique which is used in every field. And if you go to sell a vacuum to somebody, a vacuum cleaner, you don't go and tell that man, look here, this is the worst vacuum cleaner in the market. Please buy it. What do you tell? This is the best vacuum. One man went to sell a vacuum cleaner. And he took out a bag. That bag was filled with rubbish. He threw that rubbish on the lady's carpet. And he told that lady, if this vacuum cannot pick up that rubbish, I will eat all that rubbish. That lady said, you better start eating because this house has no electricity. But when you go to sell, when you want somebody to accept something which you have, right, you have to tell them only good points about that. No? When somebody has died, in that funeral, they read eulogy. Have you seen? Eulogy of that person. In that eulogy, they don't tell any bad things about that man, He may have done many, many bad things around. But the moment he has died, everybody forget all the bad things. And that eulogy they have been only good things. So, Narada is propounding Bhakti. And so this Bhakti now which he is propounding, he is telling, he is doing eulogy of Bhakti. See that? Eulogy of Bhakti. Please sit down. Yes, good. So this is Sutra number 25. Satu Karma Jnana Yogebhyo Api Adhikatara. It supersedes, it surpasses. What? This Bhakti surpasses Karma, Jnana and Yoga. Adhikatara means it's greater than Api, or greater than them also. So if a person will practice karma or bhakti or yoga. Yoga here means this Ashtanga yoga, Patanjali yoga, you know. Any one of them, he said this bhakti supersedes or surpasses all of them. How? Very wonderful thing. How suddenly demolished all karma, bhakti and all, karma, jnana and yoga and all. He says bhakti supersedes all of them. So he himself gives some example. See how why? He tells in the next sutra. Why supersede? Phalarupatvat. Phalarupatvat. Because of this, it supersedes all the others. What is the meaning? Meaning is, let me give you American meaning, you will see. In this country, if you go to university and you get a BA, and then you go to MA, and then you go and do PhD, and you come out with PhD, are you guaranteed to get a job? No guarantee, isn't it? So after doing all of that, the same things, that's what it means. Phalarupatva. Because of the result. In karma, in Gyan Marg, that result is not guaranteed. That person who is going along that path is studying Upanishads. That thing may send him crazy. He may fall from that Upanishad. He may have wrong understanding of that Upanishad. Or so many things that happen, isn't it? Then the person who is doing karma yoga, suddenly he will become attached to that karma which he is doing. Suppose that man is doing seva. He is sweeping this temple every day. He came here to do seva. And he becomes attached to that thing. Next time you come, hey, temple is clean, don't sweep. We want you to clean that window. Clean the window instead. No, I don't want to, I came here to sweep. Now look here. He got attached to this seva rather than that. So in karma marga also he can get attached. And that Ashtanga yoga, people who do yoga and all twist, you know. Everybody, see what happens in this path. This is a common thing in this path. Patanjali has given yama, niyama, then asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. This is called Ashtanga yoga, right? 8 steps are there. You know what is it? In this Western world and in most part of the world, people only practice that asana. 90% of the time only asana is practiced. Asana means all these postures, right? Now, that is only 1/8 of this entire system which he has given. And you practice only 1/8 and then you call it yoga. That part of yoga has been reduced to this whole thing today only. People have to pay so much of attention to yama and niyama even before that. The yama and niyama is what? See, yama had this all brahmacharya, ahimsa, satyam, aparigraha and all of these things you have to practice now. So if I am doing all of these postures, I have not practiced brahmacharya, ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. Satyam, truth. truthfulness, or it means the first step is that I have not practiced, I went to third step. Then even after doing third step, I don't go to pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. I only practice 1/8, and that is very body oriented. See, dharana, dhyan and samadhi is supposed to take this person beyond the body, isn't it? Dharana, dhyan, samadhi is meant to take a person. So if I am stuck in step number 3, that is only concerned with his body, then I will never reach that goal. So that danger is there. In the Jnana Yoga, this other danger is there. In Karma Yoga, other danger is there. He says in this Bhakti Yoga, the practice of love and the result is love also. He said, what danger is there? You love Bhagavan, you love the Lord, and the means and the goal, they become one and same. Because the means is love and the goal is also love. Very little danger is there. And phala means the result. The result and the means, they are one and same, and dangers are less in Bhakti. So this is one reason. He gives more reasons why this Bhakti Yoga supersedes the other yoga. See, Ishwarasya api abhimana dveshitvat dhanya priyatvacha. There's a misprint in this book. That it says dhanya priyatvacha. That half ka and a third, that is misprint. Dhanya priyatvacha. Dhanya priyatvacha. It says because Bhagavan doesn't like abhiman and he loves humility. So this part of bhakti is better because the Lord does not like abhiman and he likes humility. What he means to say, in those 3 parts, Jnana, Karma and Yoga, in those 3 parts, there is a greater possibility of abhiman. And in the path of bhakti, there is a greater possibility of humility. It means a person who gets jnana, he becomes very, very stuck up with his knowledge. I know this. These people, they don't know. So he gets abhiman in his knowledge. Ravan had this abhiman, big abhiman. Hanuman tried to talk to him. He said, what? I got a guru in this monkey? Marish tried to talk to him. He said, what? You're my guru now or what? In other words, he has so much abhiman in his knowledge. If he'll know what he could teach him, anything. See, that is called. So danger of that part is, I will get abhiman in jnana. Then danger in path of karma. Again, people get abhiman in karma. I'll show you. I did so many hours of seva in that temple, And people talk also, right? I've done so much of seva and then they have no respect for me. That's abhiman or not? So much of hours of seva I have done. And people who have done things and then they go on talking, if it wasn't for me, that would not have been done. That is abhiman. You should not go on talking at all. So this type of abhiman is possible in karma also. And then last in that yoga also, same thing. I just know, we had World Yoga Day just now, on June 23rd, remember?
Yeah.
World Yoga Day. So, in Trinidad, big program was there. Indian High Commissioner, he invited me to come sit there. So I went and sat next to him. He wanted me to give some talk on that occasion. So on this side, one other yoga practitioner person was sitting there. So on stage, one man was doing some very difficult postures. Difficult postures were going on there. And this man was telling me, nothing man, I can do that. He has pride in his ability or not? That abhiman has come there. Nothing, I can also do that. So a person can get abhiman even in yoga posture also. That I can do all this posture, that person cannot. He cannot do. Amazing thing. So So he said, Bhagavan doesn't like this abhiman. In the path of bhakti, what abhiman will get? No. It's possible there also, eh? But a bhakta realizes that the first quality of a bhakta is humility, isn't it? First quality of a bhakta is humility. So the chances of being too proudy in bhakti marg is less. In those other marg is very, very high. So that's what he means, that Bhagavan doesn't like this abhiman and doesn't like this, and he likes humility. So therefore, that makes also bhakti supersede the other parts. Then the means of attaining this bhakti is given in next. So quickly I will tell some of these means, because we have all these nice cute children have come here and I have to speak with them. So quickly Narada says some of the means for achieving this bhakti. What is it? Some people say tasyaha jnanam eva sadhanam ityeke. He says that the sadhana for developing bhakti is jnanam eva. So some people say like that. And we were just telling knowledge, right? So we have to have knowledge about God. Really, we have to have knowledge, but we have to be very careful that the knowledge doesn't result in abhiman. And more knowledge we have about God, more and more we'll appreciate Him, and more our devotion will increase. So some people say like that. So Narada is okay with that. Then what do other people say? So other people say now, Anyonyashrayatvam iti anye. He says, some people say that there is a mutual dependence between knowledge and devotion. I have to do both of them together. Well, that is even better. If I go on getting knowledge, that knowledge will help me to appreciate God more. But if I go on getting knowledge and I go on practicing devotion also, chanting stuti, stotram, Hanuman Chalisa, you know, that kind of thing. If I go on doing those things also, puja, japa, together, that is called anyonya ashraya. The two of them are mutually helpful. They help each other. The knowledge helps the bhakti and the bhakti helps the knowledge. Some people say that is the practice. So that is also a good practice. Then, what do others say? Or what does Narada himself say? Or what do others say? We see that in the next now. Swayam phala rupa.
Swayam phala rupa.
Swayam phala rupata.
Swayam phala rupata.
Iti Brahma Kumaraha.
Iti Brahma Kumaraha.
Narada says, the Brahma Kumaras, means Brahmaji's 4 sons, they say that to develop bhakti, you don't need any means. You don't need jnana, you don't need karma, you don't need yoga. Bhakti is its own means. The more you love, the more your love increases. They say like that. The more you love, the more your love increases. Actually, that also has truth in it. You know, the human psyche is a very complex thing. So if we go on loving Bhagavan more and more, he says in 12th chapter, Tesham aham samuttarta mrityu samsara. I myself will lift them out of their problems. So, in other words, by loving the Lord himself will bless us and we will develop more devotion. So that also is a truth. But you know, as ordinary beings, it is good if we also develop great devotion and acquire knowledge also. So these are some of the means which he gives for achieving bhakti. Alright, so it is 7 o'clock. I'll stop here now. Narada Bhakti Sutra still has many sutras left. About half only we finished. So we will see some other stuff. Yes. So now I will speak with this. Guru Stotram, many of you will be knowing that.
Yes.
Alright, let us see if we can.
We have tabla support. Yes. Yeah.
children also know Guru Sutra? You all have learned Guru Sutra here?
Yeah, last two lines.
Okay, so they know some mantras, they'll chant also.
Yeah.
After I sing, then you all will chant, okay? Nobody has any other instrument, huh? You could play anything. Knock something. The Caribbean music could knock anything. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akhanda Mandalakaram, Yaptam Yena Characharam, Tapadam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnanajalakshalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Deva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapya Sarvam, Trailokyam Sacharacharam, Tatpadam Darshikam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Savaram Jangamam Vyaptam, Yatkinchit Sacharacharam, Tatpadam Darshikam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sarva Shruti Shiroratna Virajita Padambujaha Vedanta Suroyaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chaitanya Shashvata Shanda Yomadilo Ranjana Indulada Karatita Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jnana Shakti Samarudha Tattva Vibhushita Mukti Mukti Pradata Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Aneka Janma Samprapta Karmavanda Vidhamine Agnajnana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shoshanam Bhava Sindhosya Jnapanam Sara Sampada Gurupadodakam Samya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Na Gurorajikam Tattvam, Na Gurorajikam Tapam, Tattva Jnana Param Nasi, Tasmai Shri
तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः
मन्नाथ श्री जगन्नाथ मद्गुरु श्री जगद्गुरु मदानाथ सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः
गुरुरादिरनादिश्च गुरुपरमदैवतं गुरोपरतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः
त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। बोले सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Okay. So this session here I'm going to talk to the children for a few minutes, right? But first the children will come and chant.
Pray.
Yes, stand. Good.
Everybody, all kids get up.
Just the kids. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Yeah, one by one. Just